On my 5th birthday, I declared I was going to be a baker and a librarian. And then I realized that I love to read, but more than that, I really like to bake cakes. I pretty much wanted to make dessert for my whole entire life. This Pear Tarte Tatin is one of my favorites. It's topped with a basic pâte brisée, which is just a butter pastry. That is just flour and salt mixed together, and then we cut in the butter. I like a pastry blender when I cut the butter in. Add a little bit of ice water and mix it in with a fork, just enough that the dough holds together. Throw it in some plastic wrap and chill that dough at least an hour, maybe even 2. The longer it rests, the more tender it's going to be later. I think this tart is really great for entertaining, actually, because it is easy to put together. You can make the pastry in advance, so you can throw it together very quickly. It's also kind of a fun reveal, and people really like that. I have 2 cookbooks out right now. One of them is about baking with spices, which is where this Tarte Tatin comes from. I actually use my books a lot. The spines are tattered and there's lots of food spattered on the pages because I bring my books into my kitchen and I use them. This tart is made with Bosc pears, which I like because they're really sweet and floral, but they also hold their shape really well. The first thing I need to do is peel the pears and then remove the seeds and a little bit of core. I only remove a tiny bit of the core of the pear because I like to maintain the shape. This is going to take a while. I have been working as a food stylist for 10 years now. It's a fun job, it really is. It overlaps. You find yourself styling your dinner. More beauty in your life, what's wrong with that? We can move on to the stove and get our caramel working. I need to melt my butter, sprinkle over the sugar, and let that get amber colored. This is gonna take a couple minutes. You can really tell when you're making caramel when the heat is not even because you get lots of little dark spots in your caramel and it's a little trickier to keep things evenly brown and get it to the right point. The Bosch induction cooktop is great. The heat is extremely even. Now I'm adding the salt and the anise seed. The anise seeds are a really unique detail to this tart. They add sort of a licorice-y edge, which really works well with the pears. So now we're just cooking these pears down until they soften slightly. The caramel will come back together and get nice and dark and bubbly. I'm just gonna top it with the pastry that I've chilled. And you can trim it a little bit if you need to. And we'll cut 4 little vent holes to let some steam out while it bakes. I really like the side opening wall oven. It's really easy to open it with one hand and throw something into the oven at the same time. I'm also a newish mom. My son Artie is 15 months. I actually don't give Artie a lot of sugar. If I bake it from scratch, then Artie can eat it, and he usually likes it a lot. I did not know how fun being a mom was going to be until I became one. This dish is really adaptable. You could swap out the pears for another fruit that you like. Apple would be the most obvious switch. I think cardamom and banana would be kind of fun. Possibilities are endless. You can serve this tart with a little bit of creme fraiche, but I like it just with plain old vanilla ice cream. And I like to put it right on top so it gets all melty and runny and really delicious. There's something so wonderful about making dessert because the truth is nobody needs dessert. The only reason to do it is to share and to give and to have fun. Dessert is for pleasure, which is just the most wonderful thing ever. It's pretty good.